Oh boy. Alrighty, jumping into some Stanley Parable. First time I've ever played it. No clue what I'm gonna go through. I'm expecting it to be good. Have you played Stanley Parable before? Hell no. No sir. Never. Please adjust the okay. We'll keep it. We'll keep it middle. We'll keep it middle. That's what we'll do. That's what we'll do. Please adjust time. The current time? No. It's PM. I know that. So EB 730. Yes, sir. Thank you. No. Settings can be. Okay. Okay. Cool. It's cool. It's cool. It's cool. Oh boy. Let's get into it. Can't wait to do my 9 to 5 desk jockey. Yes, this is what I'm looking for. You're playing the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. Begin. Oh my goodness, I can see it in the computer. Oh my goodness, and it gets smaller and smaller. Begin game. Let's do it. It's loading the game. Never the end, so it is never the end, so loading. Love it.
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
Stanley? Stanley!
Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427.
427?
Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in.
Right,
They had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy.
Then Stanley...
And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget.
Man finally went crazy.
He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong.
They finally shut down the business.
Frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
I don't think I want to do it. I'm already out of my desk. Oh. That pick stuff up. My guy. That's a pretty nice pencil sharpener you got there, guy. It's real neat here. Okay. Proceeding.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Hello? Hello, peoples? Peoples? No, can't go in there? Oh, fuck it, I'll go back to my... I can't go in my office! I know I'm locked out. So there's no... No, I want it on, bastard. Oh. There's papers in there. I hate Mondays, don't we all? Don't we all? Well, it's Friday, so it's cool. It's cool. It's cool. Somebody's gonna get in trouble. Mr. 73 something. Okay, let's forget about it. Alrighty.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Oh, the right one? Cool.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Right. No, Mr. Voices in my head, I don't listen to you.
Ah, yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
It's depressing. Everybody hates Monday.
Yes, really, really worth it being here in the room.
Number one
a room
dad.
so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings.
Shut
really
up.
Worth it.
I'm looking at more than just that.
At this point, Stanley's obsession with this room bordered on creepy and reflected poorly on his overall personality. It's possible that this is why everyone left.
I'm starting to rethink my religious faith. Big guy, you're really like kind of killing the buzz
Stanley
here.
sat around waiting
Oh
for
my
more
God!
dialogue, but when a long time had passed and there was no more, he decided that the game was trying to send him a message.
He stopped mid-sentence. No, I'm gonna stay here just to see what he says. Just to see what his snarky ass says. It's a really nice drink. $1.25. That's not bad. Most of them are $1.50. It's good stuff though. Cold drinks. So they might be cold in there. They might not be cold in there. Okay, stop talking. Let's move it.
But at last, he'd had enough of the amazing room and took the first open door on his left to get back to business.
The first open door on your left? Nah, it looks a little creepy. I'm gonna go into this one.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
I'm a bad boy. I'm such a bad boy. This is gonna get me killed. It's beautiful in here. What is this? Do not jump from the cargo lift while it is in motion. Will it cause death? I don't believe you.
But in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death. Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful.
Shut up. It was worth it. It was worth it. I'm liking this game. It's some good stuff. There's some really good stuff. Alright, let's not do that again. It resets me. Oh my goodness.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Let's see what he does if I listen to him.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Nothing. It's more funny when when you do the wrong thing. He's like, this guy's ass. I should have kept going the wrong ways.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Where's the projector? Can't mess with that. Can't mess with that. Broom class. Okay.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Upstairs we go. Thank you. Oh, it looks nice up here. Damn, bro. Assume this is way. That's the bathroom. It's definitely not the way. Jesus.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845.
2845.
But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
2845. Thank you, voices in my head.
Incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Jesus. Going down, yes sir, to the bottom floor. Some good stuff.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long. Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Yeah, they have a mind control field somewhere around the facility. Oh my goodness. It's super dark under here, man. It's a light bulb! Oh my goodness. Wait, I think that might bring the lights on.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Yes, we have the big muscles. We will find out. Cameras on?
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
Fired. Where's my room? It's 27 something. 276? Maybe that one?
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No, he refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never! It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof, the heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions, happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
How the hell am I supposed to do that, guy? What is this? 5. Okay, that doesn't do anything. Mind control idea. System power?
And when at last he found the source of the room's power, he knew it was his duty, his obligation, to put an end to this horrible place and to everything it stood for. Oh, Stanley, you didn't just activate the controls, did you? After they kept you enslaved all these years, you go and you try to take control of the machine for yourself? Is that what you wanted?
Yes.
Control? Oh, Stanley, I applaud your effort, I really do. But you need to understand, there's only so much that machine can do. You were supposed to let it go, turn the controls off, and leave. If you want to throw my story off track, you're going to have to do much better than that. I'm afraid you don't have nearly the power you think you do. For example, and I believe you'll find this pertinent, Stanley suddenly realized he had just initiated the network's emergency detonation system. In the event that this machine is activated without proper DNA identification, nuclear detonators are set to explode, eliminating the entire complex.
Oh no.
How long until detonation then?
Oh no.
Let's say 2 minutes. Ah, now this is making things a little more fun, isn't it, Stanley? It's your time to shine. You are the star. It's your story now. Shape it to your heart's desires. Oh, this is much better than what I had in mind. What a shame we have so little time left to enjoy it. Mere moments until the bomb goes off. But what precious moments each one of them is. More time to talk about you, about me, where we're going, what all this means. I barely know where to start. What's that? You'd like to know where your co-workers are? A moment of solace before you're obliterated? All right, I'm in a good mood. You're gonna die anyway. I'll tell you exactly what happened to them. I erased them. I turned off the machine. I set you free. Of course, that was merely in this instance of the story. Sometimes when I tell it, I simply let you sit there in your office forever, pushing buttons endlessly and then dying alone. Other times, I let the office sink into the ground, swallowing everyone inside, or I let it burn to a crisp. I have to say this, though, this version of events has been rather amusing. Watching you try to make sense of everything
Zero.
and take back the control wrested away from you, it's quite rich. I almost hate to see it go. But I'm sure whatever I come up with on the next go-around will be even better.
Bastard!
My goodness, only 34 seconds left. But I'm enjoying this so much.
Then stop the countdown and
To hell
start
with it. I'm going to put some extra time on the clock, why not?
Yay!
These are precious additional seconds, Stanley. Time doesn't grow on trees. Oh dear me, what's the matter, Stanley? Is it that you have no idea where you're going or what you're supposed to be doing right now?
Yep.
Or did you just assume when you saw that timer that something in this room was capable of turning it off? I mean, look at you. Running from button to button, screen to screen, clicking on every little thing in this room. These numbered buttons, no, these colored ones. Or maybe this big red button, or this door. Everything, anything, something here will save me. Why would you think that, Stanley? That this video game can be beaten? Won? Solved? Do you have any idea what your purpose in this place is?
Bastard!
Stanley, you're in for quite a disappointment. But here's a spoiler for you. That timer isn't a catalyst to keep the action moving along. It's just seconds ticking away to your death. You're only still playing instead of watching a cutscene because I want to watch you for every moment that you're powerless. To see you made humble. This is not a challenge. It's a tragedy. You wanted to control this world, that's fine. But I'm going to destroy it first, so you can't. Take a look at the clock, Stanley. That's 30 seconds you have left to struggle. 30 seconds until a big boom and then nothing. No ending here, just you being blown to pieces. Will you cling desperately to your frail life, or will you let it go peacefully? Another choice. Make it count, or don't. It's all the same to me, all a part of the joke. And believe me, I will be laughing at every second of your inevitable life from the moment we fade in until the moment I say, happily ever after.
This bastard right here. He's fucking loading. What the hell was that? Yay, I'm alive!
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Yes, sir.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door.
I'm gonna turn my sensitivity. Field of view. I'm gonna turn that all the way up because I loves my field of view all the way up.
On his left.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, that's a lot of... Yes. Let's turn that sensitivity down just a little. Okay, there we go.
Yet there was not a single person here either.
Make sure I have everything on. Invert, no. Yeah, we'll keep the vibration on. So no, subtitles, big nasty subtitles, no one likes them.
Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. What could it mean? Stanley wondered aloud to nobody. He began wildly tearing through papers on the boss's desk, pulling books off the shelf, looking behind paintings, desperate for clues to his situation. but his attention was caught by a keypad behind the boss's desk. What could its purpose be? In fact, this keypad guarded the terrible secret that lay buried below his feet. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this. Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Yay! We're making some progress.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility. The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out? Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing. This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No, he refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never! It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof, the heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions, happy or sad or content, walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all. Blackness, and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over? Yes! He had won! He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him. For it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking. but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door. Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
Am I in limbo?
All of his co-workers were gone.
What
What did it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
You know what? I ain't listening to you, crazy guy. I'm not gonna push the button though. We'll keep the button.
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, this
shut
was
up.
not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
You know what?
Wow. Yes, this room. What a beautiful room.
Yeah.
What a gorgeous, gorgeous room. Thank goodness Stanley had taken this detour on his way to the meeting room. Life without having experienced this room was now too horrible even to consider. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
The hell I did?
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Yeah. Up yours, big guy. It says, do not jump from the cargo lift. Of course you're not going to jump from that far. Who thinks that they'd be A-okay? That... Whatever. It's cool.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here.
Yeah?
I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not.
Maybe.
I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her.
Who?
This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself. To put your work aside. To let her back into your life. She's been waiting.
Who the hell are you talking about, guy? Damn it.
That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this. To reach out to her. If you can truly place your faith in another, then pick up the phone.
Mr. Pizzeria, may I take your order?
Oh, Stanley, is that you? Hold on, sweetie. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm just pulling the bread out of the oven. All right. Okay, there we go.
Where the hell
All
am
right,
I?
now, I want you to come in and tell me all about
Your damn.
What the fuck?
Gotcha.
Yeah, fuck you. Fuck you guys.
Come on.
There, fuck
Did
you.
you actually think you had a loving wife who'd want to commit their life to
my
you?
feelings.
I'm trying to make a point here, Stanley. I'm
Yes.
trying to get you to see something. Come inside. Let me show you what's really going on here.
I'm creeped out.
This
now,
is a
man.
very sad story about the death of a man named Stanley.
What? I don't think I want to.
Stanley is quite a boring fellow. He has a job that demands nothing of him, and every button that he pushes is a reminder of the inconsequential nature of his existence.
You know what, guy? Fuck you. I'm gonna push other buttons. It doesn't matter.
Look at him there, pushing buttons, doing exactly what he's told to do. Now he's pushing a button. Now he's eating lunch. Now he's going home. Now he's coming back to work. One might even feel sorry for him, except that he's chosen this life. But in his mind, he can go on fantastic adventures. From behind his desk, Stanley dreamed of wild expeditions into the unknown, fantastic discoveries of new lands. It was wonderful, and each day that he returned to work was a reminder that none of it would ever happen to him. And so he began to fantasize about his own job. First, he imagined that one day while at work, he stepped up from his desk to realize that all of his co-workers, his boss, everyone in the building had suddenly vanished off the face of the earth. The thought excited him terribly. So he went further. He imagined that he came to 2 open doors and that he could go through either. At last, choice. It barely even mattered what lay behind each door. The mere thought that his decisions would mean something was almost too wonderful to behold. As he wandered through this fantasy world, he began to fill it with many possible paths and destinations. Down one path lay an enormous round room with monitors and mind controls. And down another was a yellow line that weaved in many directions. And down another was a game with a baby. And he called it the Stanley Parable. It was such a wonderful fantasy, and so in his head he relived it again, and then again, and again, over and over, wishing beyond hope that it would never end, that he might always feel this free. Surely there's an answer down some new path, mustn't there be? Perhaps if he played just one more time. But there is no answer. How could there possibly be? In reality, all he's doing is pushing the same buttons he always has. Nothing has changed. The longer he spends here, the more invested he gets, the more he forgets which life is the real one. And I'm trying to tell him this, that in this world he can never be anything but an observer, that as long as he remains here, he's slowly killing himself. But he won't listen to me. He won't stop. Here, watch this. Stanley, the next time the screen asks you to push a button, do not do it. You see? Can he just not hear me? How can I tell him in a way that he'll understand that every second he remains here, he's electing to kill himself? How can I get him to see what I see? How can I make him look at himself? I suppose I can't, not in the way I want him to. But I don't make the rules. I simply play to my intended purpose, the same as Stanley. We're not so different, I suppose. I'll try once more to convey all this to him. I'm compelled to. I must. Perhaps, well, maybe this time he'll see. Maybe this time. And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button. And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button. And I tried.
Oh, it happened again. Oh, yeah. This bastard snapped my neck, man. The mannequin was behind me and it just hurt me. I'm not trusting you anymore, man.
All his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. Stanley came to a set of two open doors. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
No, this room sucks.
The lounge was sublime, a
no,
work
it
of
isn't.
art.
It sucks.
But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
The hell I did. Whoops.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Yeah, fuck you, buddy.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for... This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself. To put your work aside. To let her back into your life. She's been waiting. That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this. To reach out to her. If you can truly place your faith in another, then pick up the phone.
Nope. Yeah, we're closed. Sorry, lady. Closed. Sorry. Nope. Nah. I'm gonna do it.
As Stanley picked up the phone, a white light engulfed him, filling him not just with radiance, but with hope. Hope for a life reunited one... Wait. Oh, goodness. Stanley, did you just unplug the phone?
You got that right, bud.
It wasn't supposed to be a choice. How did you do that? You actually chose incorrectly. I didn't even know that was possible. Let me double check. No, it's definitely here, clear as day. Stanley picks up the phone. He's taken to his apartment where he finds his wife, and the two pledge themselves to one another. Music comes in, fade to white, roll credits. Not picking up the phone is actually somehow an incorrect course of action. How is that even possible? None of these decisions were supposed to mean anything.
Leave me alone, voices in my head.
How on earth are you making meaningful choices? What did you... Wait a second. Did I just see... No, that's not possible. I can't believe it. How had I not noticed it sooner? You're not Stanley. You're a real person. I can't believe I was so mistaken. This is why you've been able to make correct and incorrect choices. And to think I've been letting you run around in this game for so long. If you'd made any more wrong choices, you might have negated it entirely. It's as though you completely ignored even the most basic safety protocol for real-world decision-making.
Kiss my ass.
Did you not grasp the severity of the situation? Well, I won't have that kind of risk on my watch. I'm going to stop the game for a moment so we can educate you properly on safe decision-making in the real world.
You can't do that. That's
Please
illegal.
observe this helpful instructional video.
Screw you.
Choice. It's the best part of being a real person. But if used incorrectly, can also be the most dangerous. For example, in this scenario, a hypothetical real person named Rupert has a choice.
Fuck you, Rupert.
He could invent a machine that eliminates food shortages across the world to make life better for all people.
They want
or
to
he
see
could spend years of hard work forgetting how to read.
cheeseburgers.
Which choice would you make? Remember that unlike here, the real world makes sense, and at no time should you make a choice that does not conform to rational logic. If you find yourself speaking with a person who does not make sense, in all likelihood, that person is not real. Allow the person to finish their thought, then provide an excuse why you cannot continue talking. Turn to a partner and practice saying, "My goodness, is it 4:30? I'm supposed to be having a back sack and crack."
Back sack and crack. Wait, what? What happened? What happened?
Excellent. Making choices on a regular basis is the best part to a healthy decision-making
so much
process.
fun. Look at them.
Most medical professionals recommend making at least 8 choices per day. Do you make more than 8? Less? And finally, If you begin to wonder if your choices are actually meaningful and whether you'll ever make a significant contribution to the world, just remember that in the vast infiniteness of space, your thoughts and problems are materially insignificant, and the feeling should subside. At this time, your instructor will guide you in an exercise to test and reinforce the material covered in this video.
Ah, welcome
What the
back.
hell?
You may have noticed that this room has begun to deteriorate as a result of narrative contradiction, but not to worry. Now
Oh my
that you're
God, it's
properly
breaking.
informed on good decision-making, we're going to revisit a choice you made just a few minutes ago and see what the correct thing to do would have been. This
Don't
way,
bug.
please.
All right, bud. What are we doing, G? Let me go back across.
Now that we know your choices are meaningful, we can't have you jumping off the platform and dying. Imagine the main character dying senselessly halfway through the story. That story would make no sense at all.
Okay,
We
so
just
that's
need to
another
get you
way to get
home
over
as
it.
soon as possible before the narrative contradiction gets any worse. Unfortunately, it seems this place is not well equipped to deal with reality.
Are we going back home, boss?
Almost there. You'll take the door on the left, back to the correct ending, the story will have resolution once again, and you'll be home free in the real world.
Okay, sir.
Now remember, all you need to do is behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Wait, which one do you say again? Shoot. Fuck it. 2022? Yeah, it's still 2022 as far as I'm concerned.
Yet there was not a single person here either.
Oh my
Feeling a
goodness!
wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Right?
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked
bastard.
upstairs to his boss's office.
I was gonna go downstairs because they gave me a choice, and like now he blocked the stairs. Ooh, ass. Oh my god, the boss room's changed. It's green now. Oh my
Stepping
goodness!
inside his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this, until he saw the door with a voice receiver next to it. Surely behind this door lay all the answers to his questions. And beyond all probability, he knew the passcode. He had seen it on his boss's computer just last week. Night Shark 115. Was this the code to open the door? Would it still work? There was only one way to find out. Stanley had been trained never to speak up, but now he would draw from within himself the courage to face the unknown. He drew a sharp breath and then spoke the code.
Night Shock 25.
Stanley spoke the code.
Night Shock
115. He
Night
spoke it into the receiver, right there on the wall.
Right, my guy. Night Shock 115. Bastard. What the
I'm
hell's
sorry,
going?
is there a problem? You didn't mishear me, did you?
Where's the
Please
plan?
speak the code into the receiver. Otherwise, we can't get on with the story. This is a crucial step. Okay, fine. You're not gonna do it, but you know what? It's pretty humiliating to bring you this far, only for you to suddenly decide you have better things to do. I asked you for this one single thing, for your respect. the kind of respect Stanley shows for his choices. He knows what it means to take a story seriously. If you didn't want to see what I had to show you, then why did you come here? You had a choice, you know. You could have gone through the door on the right. You could have done whatever the hell you wanted over there. Why did you come this way? Speak. Say something to me. Explain yourself, you coward. You...
Bastard killed me again.
Behave exactly as Stanley
I
would.
was
That means
trying to,
choosing
you
responsibly
fucking
and
asshole.
always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine.
You psychopath, man.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Fuck you. I'm going through this.
No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry back in the other direction. Perhaps we're not too late.
We're good. Fuck you. Where's this go? Dude, this person has the best door ever. It literally goes nowhere. Oh no! Oh. Oh. What
it's
the hell?
ruined. I can't believe, after everything we talked about, that my story, you've destroyed my work. Why? For what? What did you get out of that? What did you think was so special about seeing the game undone, left here like so much garbage? It's worthless now. And what am I supposed to do? Even if there were a way to continue, would it be worth it?
Yes.
To know that my story is now incorrect? How can I go back to that? I can't erase that knowledge. I'll have to live with it forever, reliving its impossibility forever. I couldn't live that way. Is it better to shut the game down entirely? To willingly destroy all of my work? I don't know. What's the answer? What do I do? What do I do? What do I... No, I have to. I have to shut the game down. I have to. I have to.
Don't do it. Don't do it. Yes. No. Oh no. What's happening, man? I gotta get out of here.
Oh, I'm here. I'm still here. Here in this pile of rubbish. With you. You. Who thought you were so clever. Now look where we are. My entire game is destroyed. It was the only thing in the world that was mine, and you've run it into the ground. What, did you think that would be funny?
Yes.
You just had to see? Didn't I impress upon you how important it was to be like Stanley? He actually knows how to do what I tell him to. He understands that if I say to do something, there's a damn good reason for it. That thought hadn't even occurred to you, had it?
Nope.
That there's a world outside of you? You're a child. Oh, my story. If you'd just gone through the door on the left, you would have seen it. There was a whole underground facility. You would have destroyed it and been victorious. It would have been so perfect. I worked so hard on it. I tried so hard to make...
Bastard.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Don't do it, Stanley. You stay with me, right?
Hello?
Stanley, don't listen to him.
Okay. Stanley, please. I need you to make a choice.
No, Stanley, don't do it.
Are you listening to me? Can you hear me? Is everything all right?
Is that really the end?
Stanley, this is important.
True. That's
the story needs you. It needs you to make a
short.
decision. It cannot exist without you.
Don't do it, Stanley.
Whatever choice you make is just fine. They're both correct. You cannot be wrong here. We can work together. I'll accept whatever you do. I simply need you to take that step forward, please. Choose. Do something. Anything. This is more important than you can ever know. I need this. The story needs it. So, you hear me? Are you there? Are you listening to this? Stanley, are you there? Okay. It's okay, I can wait. You need time to decide. Time to make sure your choice is correct. That is the best choice. That's all right.
Stanley!
I'll wait for you to
Sorry.
decide what's the right thing to do. Take as you need.
That credits are broken. Damn! This game's trippy. Oh my goodness, they got me again, man. This is bull.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Right. I'm gonna jump off the
Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors. He entered the door on his left.
The hell I did.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Standing now in this incredible room, Stanley for the first time understood true happiness. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
The fuck I did.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you.
Wonder if that'll kill me.
There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you forgot. What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others?
You know it.
I'm convinced that I want something bad to happen to you.
Yes, you do.
I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful.
I'm out of here.
Let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side.
Go ahead.
Give me a chance.
No.
Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
No. Blue. I'm going to accept. I'm not going to accept.
Aha. Perhaps you misunderstood. Stanley walked through the red door.
Nope. Taking the blue pill.
I still don't think we're communicating properly.
Blue.
Stanley walked through the red door.
Blue. Blue.
All right, fine. Go ahead, Stanley. You want to know so badly what's out there? You want to find out what lies at the end of this road you've chosen? Well, don't let me stop you. You see? There's nothing here. I haven't even finished building this section of the map, because you were never supposed to be here in the first place. Broken rooms, exposed developer textures. Is this what you had wanted? Was it worth ruining the entire story I had written out specifically for you?
Yes.
Do you not think I put a lot of time into that? Because I did. And in the end, it was all for nothing, because this is what you wanted to see. Help me here, Stanley. Help elucidate these strange and unknowable desires of yours. What would have made this game better? What did you want to see? Vehicles?
Puppies.
Skill trees?
Puppies.
Work with me. You've given me absolutely nothing so far.
Puppies.
Tell you what, let me take a stab in the dark at a new design, and you can give me some feedback.
Cool.
There we go. A third option. This already feels leaps ahead of where we were before. Go ahead, Stanley. Take it for a spin.
Oh. Okay.
Okay, I'm going to stop you there. Now, tell me about your experience with this new version. Would you say that the game benefited from allowing you more choices? Feel free to be honest. I'm looking for some real critical feedback here.
There's no way that 64,128 voted on every single one of them. I'll say I'm in the middle.
Oh, of course. A 3. Really? Maybe next time we can get you to form an actual opinion, you know? Any level of critical thinking or engagement with your surroundings? Does that sound good?
Fuck you, guy.
Think we can do that? Yes?
Fuck you, guy. No, I'm giving you a 1. Fucking give you a 1.
Based on the data from your previous playthrough, I've compiled a new version. And to be perfectly candid, I think I've knocked it out of the park with this one. Let's take a look.
What the fuck? What do I read it, boards? I don't have that many friends, my guy. You're lying to me. Stanley doesn't have friends. Stop lying. Tip bag.
Now, would you say that competitive leaderboard helped you feel motivated to keep walking through doors? Again, honest answers, please.
Oh, cool. Because of your fucking attitude? Because of your dick personality? One.
Hey, I nearly forgot. I've got a prototype of a new game I've been working on.
Okay,
and that
let's
would be
hear
a
it.
lovely opportunity
Let's
to give
hear
it
it.
some play testing.
Let's do it.
You wouldn't mind taking a look at it, would you? Perfect.
Nope.
Let me boot it up.
This is the torture room.
In this game, the
No,
baby
I
crawls
remember this.
left towards
No.
danger. You
No.
click the button to move him back to the right, and if he reaches the fire,
Oh, no.
you fail. It's a very meaningful game, all about the desperation and tedium of endlessly confronting the demands of family life. I think the art world will really take notice. But of course, the message of the game only becomes clear once you've been
remember this
playing
on
it for
top
about
10.
4 hours. So
no.
why don't you give it 4 hours of play to make sure it's effective?
4 hours.
Be sure to keep notes on your experience.
Oh my god. Oh my goodness. No, Mr. Baby. Oh my god, this is so annoying. I could cheat and just pause it. That's funny. Audio. For this area, I'm turning, like, I'm turning this down because this is, like, loud and I don't like it. Don't worry, Mr. Baby, I will save you. I won't let the fire get you. Ooh. Around the circle, around we go, boop, boop. He doesn't really mean this is gonna last for 4 hours. I ain't doing it for 4 hours, sir. Wait, I remember. I don't have any kids. Bye, baby! You heartless bastard. Joke's on you, I play FPSs.
Did you do it because you hate babies or purely to spite me? Because if it's
Despite
the latter,
you.
well, I don't know what to do. I'm completely
Burn, baby!
I can't think of a single thing that might improve the experience.
He's cool. Look, he's
I'm
still
not even going to
bouncing
try.
around. He's having a
I'm
blast.
out. I'm done.
Oh,
It's
fuck
over.
you.
Thank you for playing. Your input was extremely valuable.
Right.
Oh, hey, since my game was so awful, why don't we play someone else's game? Just to ease the pain.
Right.
Let's see. What do we have here?
Zombies! Let's get zombies.
Yes.
Come on.
This seems like it'll work. Let's give it a shot.
I swear. I swear, Satan, if you put me back at the start, we're gonna have some fucking problems. What the hell?
Aha! Fascinating. What do you think this game is about, Stanley? What's our
Hey,
backstory?
that's that one
What is
guy.
our motivation?
That's that
But
one
it
game.
seems
I can't remember
obvious
what
to
it was
me
called.
that you are meant to play as a creepy man, spying on innocent civilians below you from up
Right.
high in your creep tower, perhaps for some sort of twisted, erotic purpose.
Dude, I want to play that game. I can't remember
Yes,
what it's
that
called.
must be it. What a fascinating venture into the experience of total mental depravity. So far, I love everything about this game, Stanley. And it seems there's even more. Come, let's venture outward and see what else is out there.
Yay! I see my generator down there. Wait, where's the stairs? Oh, the stairs are on the other side. Oh, shit. Time to go wrestle with some grizzly bears.
Oh, no. No, it can't be.
What is it, bud?
It is. It's an open world game. Good God, quickly block it off.
Oh my goodness. Yes, no, you bastard.
Thank goodness, Stanley. What a close call. You nearly wandered off into that thing. That big open, just wandering around. No right or wrong directions. No path to follow. You can just go in any... Oh, thank heavens we avoided it. We're out of the woods now, Stanley.
Frame drops in this bitch.
Okay, I'm going to get us out of here. Let's find another game. Preferably something with walls. Something with nice, big, insurmountable walls.
Don't you do it.
Okay, I think this will be just the thing.
Jesus, what is he gonna put me in now? Come on, Resident Evil. What the? Fucking Rocket League, really?
See, this is exactly what I had in mind. Just a nice big box for you to run around in. There isn't any possibility that you could get lost here. Now this is game design. Stanley, if you manage to get lost in this game, I will be phenomenally impressed.
It's fucking Rocket League.
Okay, so what exactly do we do here? Let's see. There are lots of cars here in the back, but obviously there's no racetrack. Okay, I'm seeing that there's a ball of some kind back here. Is this game sports ball? Stanley, I think it's sports ball. Oh, what fun. We shall run the bases and do a touchdown together. Yes, I think surely we must. Okay, Stanley, here's the ball. Have fun.
Yay! You score it! I can run! Run, Stanley! Run! I don't know which goal is mine, but screw it! Oh,
are you doing it? Are you winning? Is this fun?
Why did it fall
Is it better than my miserable... Hold on.
Oh, shit.
What are you doing?
I don't know! Save me, Daddy! That wasn't in the game! Where'd the pit of death come from? What the hell?
Stanley, don't do that. I can't follow you there. I can't help you.
Daddy,
how will you
save me.
write a story without me? You can't do it. You know
I
that.
know. I'm in a room labeled beta. I'm in Modern Warfare 2. Save me, Daddy. I need out of here. Where am I? Oh, shit. Oh, no. Oh, poop. There's a nice orange right there. I don't want to fall again. Go in here. Ah! What about? Yeah, man. Oh, shoot. Oh, Jesus, man. Oh, no. Oh. Let's not fall anymore. That's not fun. Just out of nowhere, you just fall into a void of nothing. And you get transported into hell. Someone. This is my office. This is a retro office. Oh my god. Can I not click anything? Sir? What? I can't push anything. What the hell? It's just...
I wonder what he found. If what he wanted was to be the leading man in his own story, well, perhaps he's gotten it. Down in wherever he is right now. I wonder if he's happy with his choice, and if he's learned the heavy cost that comes with it. He'll understand soon what I was trying to tell him. He needs me. Someone who will wrap everything up at the end, to make sense out of the chaos and the fear and the confusion. That's who I am. That is what I mean to this world. Oh, yes. Yes, I'll be back. There's no other way. Once this ends, after it all comes to a close, then I'll be back. The end will be here soon. Very soon. I can wait.
This guy right here. This guy. You bastard, put me back.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
New content.
Oh, new content? What does that mean, new content?
I don't know. This is my first time playing it. I don't know anything new, guy. I'm going through the motions. And this guy's like torturing me. Oh, Jesus.
Hello, and thank you for playing the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
Yay!
As you may know, the Stanley Parable was a video game released in 2013 on home computers.
Yay! Fuck PC.
After receiving critical and commercial success, it was expanded upon in 2022 with the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, a reimagining of the game for consoles and home computers. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe features exciting new content that broadens and expands the world of the Stanley Parable, delighting audiences the world over.
Yay!
Please, step inside and see what thrilling new adventures await in the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
Oh, well, this sounds delightful. I'm very excited to see the thrilling new Ultra Deluxe content.
Let's do it!
Okay, so far it's an elevator. Nothing special yet, but I'm sure it's just the beginning of a mesmerizing adventure. Is it broken?
Are we
What's
going somewhere?
on here? Should we be moving somewhere? Oh, there we go. All right, finally, at long last, it's on to the new content. I've never been more ready. Let's do it. I have to say, initial impressions of Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, mostly tedious. It's as if Oh, okay. Let's see the content. Give me the content, Stanley.
Give me!
All right, let's see. It's the jump circle?
Oh, I can jump! Yay! I can control him! Let's do it! Oh! We're almost there! Come on! Let them knees burn! No! I can't jump anymore, man. Maybe if I unplug it. I'd unplug it if it actually went somewhere.
Is that it? Surely that's not all the new content. There has to be something else, right? Goodness. Another elevator. Stanley, I have to say, initial impressions of this game are not positive. It's just elevators and jumping. Is this what passes for exciting new content? If this is new content, then I could just read you the whole dictionary. There's 20 hours of new content right there. Hell, I could counter 30 trillion. You could put that on the box. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, now with over 1,000 hours of new content. And if... Oh, wait. There's more. Very good. Yes. I knew there had to be something else. Let's see it. I'm ready for whatever it is. That's it? Oh, you've got to be kidding me. You see, Stanley? This is what happens when greedy video game developers with no respect for their fan base rush a cheap expansion to market for no reason other than to make an easy dollar. And don't get me started on the level of craftsmanship that's gone into it. In fact, I'm looking right now at the game's trophies, and it's hard to believe one of them actually says, "Test trophy, please ignore." What quality assurance department signed off on this? I'm infuriated and I'm offended, and I intend to find these people on Twitter and hold them personally accountable. It's my fault, Stanley. I built up too much anticipation around the new content, I'm afraid. It could never have lived up to such expectations. If you're still with me, why don't we just reset the game, and we'll try to get back to what the Stanley Parable is really about. No frills, no gimmicks. Just you and me having a great time together like always. What do you say, friend?
Fuck no. He's kidnapping me again, man. I don't consent. What the hell? This isn't my office. What the hell?
Psst! Stanley! Come over here! In the vent! I want to show you something! Oh, you don't want to see the cool surprise I made for you? Well, fine. You're a dork.
No.
Never mind. You're not a dork.
Fuck you then. He said, "Oh, never mind. You ain't the dog. Come here, child. What do you got? What do you got? Candy? Candy? What does that say? Says coffee, huh? Oh, that's nice. Woo! I swear, if this guy puts me back at the start, we're gonna have some fucking problems. He's like, "Hey, we're back at the main game." You bastard. Alrighty,
Okay,
let's see.
you remember how cheap and unsatisfying the new Ultra Deluxe content turned out to be? Well, it got me thinking about the past and how much better the Stanley Parable used to be. So I made something special and tucked it away here where the game's developers won't find it. Just our little secret.
Yeah.
I call it the Memory Zone. It's where I've been storing all my favorite memories so I can relive the peak experiences of my life whenever I want. Experiences like the launch of the Stanley Parable on PC. You see, Stanley, doesn't the Memory Zone remind you of how wonderful Stanley Parable was before it was sullied with a cheap PlayStation port? Remember back in October of 2013, when the game originally launched? Back then, video games had integrity. Back then, it all meant something. Oh, the waste.
Mr. President!
And over here is where I keep reviews of the Stanley Parable. Like this stunning triumph of games journalism, 10 out of 10 from Destructoid.com. James Stephanie Sterling writes, and I quote, "Where so many games that aspire to be more than games end up less than any form of art, Stanley Parable strives and then succeeds to be every game ever created." Did you hear that, Stanley? Every game ever created. That's how grand and all-encompassing the original Stanley Parable was. It was literally every game ever created. It was Skyrim, it was Persona 3, it was all of them, and now it's nothing. It's no games at all. It isn't even the Stanley Parable anymore. It's just a husk now. A lifeless husk with an hour of new elevator content.
Stanley! Person of... Oh boy. Look at this beauty. Hey, those guys look familiar. Red!
Here's another moving passage, this time from GameSpot.com. The Stanley Parable is both a richly stimulating commentary on the nature of choice in games, and one that offers some of the most enjoyable, surprising, and rewarding choices I've ever been confronted with in a game. 9 out of 10. Don't you get it, Stanley? The game was perfect. It didn't need anything else. It didn't need new content. All they had to do was transport it in pristine condition along to the PlayStation, boom, done. And they couldn't even do that. Couldn't resist the urge to go meddling with a beloved franchise.
Right.
These were simpler times, Stanley. But I wouldn't give to go back to have it all over again. Wait, hang on. I don't recall this part of the memory zone before. What's this? What's down here?
What is this, Half-Life? No way.
Oh no, oh God, no, Stanley. It's a collection of reviews from Pressurized Gas, the extremely popular online storefront for computer games. I haven't looked at these in years. I can't even imagine what's been collecting down here. Surely these reviews were glowing as well, weren't they?
It's a thumbs down. No, Steam thumbs down. No. It's nasty. Nasty. Go away. Hey, that's
Honestly,
a
I
thumbs
could
up.
not be bothered to play this game to full completion. The narrator is obnoxious and unfunny, with his humor and dialogue proving to be more irritating than entertaining. Unfunny? I'm not trying to be funny. I'm trying to make a serious work of art. I suppose I could write up a handful of gags to insert into the Stanley Parable, but the game is already such a densely layered web of profound philosophical insights that I can't even imagine where I'd have the room to stick them.
Right. The voice in my head's making some sense. See if we can find some more dirty reviews. Oh my goodness. This one's so de-rendered that I can't even tell. My God, we got another one.
Okay, let's see what this one says. While the idea for the game is good, for someone who prefers non-linear games, this preachiness gets annoying fast. Preachy? Stanley? I'm not preachy, am I? You can tell me if I'm preachy. Honestly, you can.
No, you're cool,
Goodness.
you're cool.
This is actually quite shocking for me. I always, well, to be honest, I had always thought of the game's dialogue as being rather terse to begin with. You can't know how much fluff I cut from the game to get it to feel as light and airy as it... Well, I always thought it did, but maybe it wasn't. But dear, what an awful memory to have to hold on to. These black marks on my otherwise unimpeachable track record.
Calm down,
I
dude.
feel
It's cool, it's
like
cool.
a
Don't
failure.
reset me. Come on.
like I let these people down.
Chill.
Perhaps
chill.
the Stanley Parable isn't quite as sterling as I always remembered.
Chill, guy. Chill.
What's this one got to say? You constantly have to stop doing anything so the narrator can catch up with his long-winded explanations of what's happening. I wish there was a skip button. A skip button? Well, yes. Yes, I think we can do that. If I'm truly too preachy, then maybe letting you skip ahead for just a moment, surely it couldn't hurt. Not if it means we can strike these negative reviews from the record. Only positive reviews of the Stanley Parable. That's my motto today, and it's always been my motto. I'd do anything for the customer, Stanley. Yes, a skip button we shall have.
Yay! This button will not be pushed because I don't believe in skipping. No, sir. Unless I die. Then yeah, we'll skip.
And here it is. Go ahead and give it a shot. I'll pop you forward in
Nope.
time so that the second my incessant droning starts to bore you, with just the push of a button, you'll have zipped right past it. It's what the players have been asking for, and I'm very proud to have delivered. No more listening to me rambling on and on and on. No. The Stanley Parable is a game for the people. And if the people want silence, then by goodness, that's what they're going to get. Well, don't sit around waiting for me to shut up. Go ahead and make me shut up. Here, we'll pretend that I've just begun an interminable monologue, and it goes something like this. The story, and the choices, or what have you, and therefore, by becoming it is, so on and so forth, until inevitably, we all until the end of time, at which time everything all at once, so, now you see, blah 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 blah. We've eaten too much and it can't be just yet, no, until 245. Got the logic of elimination working backwards, the deduction therefore becomes impossible to manufacture. It went on for nearly 10,000 years, until just yesterday, here and there, forward and back, and never a moment before lunchtime. It can't be. It's the only thing there is. How many billions left until so much more than forever ago? Which is why I say... the story, and the choices, or what have you, and therefore, by becoming it is, so on and so forth, until inevitably, we all until the end of time, at which time everything all at once, so, now you see, blah 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 blah. We've eaten too much and it can't be just yet, no, until 245.
I refuse.
The logic of elimination working backwards, the deduction therefore becomes impossible to manufacture. It went on for nearly 10,000 years, until just yesterday, here and there, forward and back, and never a moment before lunchtime. It can't be. It's the only thing there is. How many billions left until so much more than forever ago? Which is why I say...
the story, and the choices, or what have you, and therefore, by becoming it is, so on and so forth, until inevitably, we all, until the end
They
of
got it
time,
on an
at which
audio
time,
loop.
everything all at once, so, now you see, blah, 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 blah. We've eaten too much and it can't be just yet, no, until 245. But the logic of elimination working backwards, the deduction therefore becomes impossible to manufacture. It went on for nearly 10,000 years, until...
Oh my god, I'll fucking push it.
Oh, you're back, you see. You were only frozen in time for a few minutes, but it was plenty of time for me to deliver a long, rambling monologue full of unnecessary verbal flourishes and lengthy ruminations on the nature of choice in video games. Of course, I happen to believe it was perhaps one of my more profound such ruminations. Not that, of course, you need a description of it, but if I had to describe it, I'd say it was perhaps less of a rumination and more of a treatise. Or maybe a manifesto. Look, I'll outline it for you very briefly, and you can tell me what you think. Okay, so my theory is that any choice you've ever made is simply a series of choices made by the person who you are, or were, or will be at the time of having made said choice. That is to say, if by articulating a choice you've already made, you bring... Well there, sport. You really did catch me rambling on a bit, didn't you? But that's the power of the button. The minute I start to go off on a faultless display of self-absorption, it's... Okay, welcome back, Stanley. Now, I should say that the amount of time the button has been skipping through is becoming longer and longer. That last one was, well, I want to say maybe 30, 45... Stanley, please don't push the button again. It's been 12 hours.
Push the button.
You've just been frozen there. I don't know why the skips are getting longer, but they're... Oh, Stanley, you're back. You're back. Oh, my goodness. I have someone to talk to again. Stanley, I think it's been a week. Or 2 weeks.
It's dark.
Oh,
we're back.
Hello, it's you. You're here again. Welcome. I have
Where'd the
had
door
time
go?
to think about you and about us and about everything
There
we've
it
been
is.
through.
I think he's dead now. There's no door. It's peaceful. Skip. Clock down. Damn it, that beeping. That beeping, you fucking skip.
But they didn't understand the game was never meant to be funny. It was meant to have a point. It was meant to speak to the human condition. But where are the jokes? Where are the jokes? They bemoaned, they screamed, they gnashed their teeth and said, entertain us. It wasn't enough. They had to leave a pathetic little...
Let's go.
The end is never the end, 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 is never the end.
Oh. Got a leak. Skip! Oh my goodness! What in the hell? Oh, that's terrible. That is bad. Oh, skip! It's beautiful. Nature's taking hold. Skip! Oh! It's beautiful grass. Oh. Want it to get even bigger. Oh no! Oh no! Where'd my plants go? No man! Oh man! Where'd it go? Maybe if I skip ahead, I'll get them back. Give me my plants back. Where'd my clock go? Skip! What the hell? What the shit? Skips. Well, we're done with the skips, I guess. Wait, did it come up? Dude. Guess we're done. Out into the wilderness. No! It's over. It's over. See what he does now. You bastard! Put me back in the room.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
I'm gonna find out where they are.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Right. Sorry, new content. Even more new?
Oh, good. You noticed my sign. Yes, I have something very exciting to show you.
It better be something very new. This is getting interesting. All right, my guy. What do we got? Same elevator?
You see, Stanley, I've been reflecting on the Stanley Parable and about how roundly disappointing this ultra deluxe version has turned out to be. The original Stanley Parable was a landmark, and any new content for it should live up to that legacy. So forget this ultra deluxe nonsense. I say we take it one step even further. Which is why I'm very proud to announce for the first time ever the Stanley Parable 2.
Yay!
Yes, you see? Isn't this far superior to a measly port with a few minor additions? Think of all the new territory we'll cover with a fully fledged sequel. An entirely new experience, built from the ground up. Why, there are so many possibilities. It could go in so many different directions. This is what fans have truly been asking for.
That'd be awesome if Stanley Parable Deluxe.
Calling it the Stanley Parable.
The fucking
2 is just so much catchier than Ultra Deluxe, don't you think?
Yeah, Ultra Deluxe has a
what does it
second
even
game in
mean?
there. That'd be badass.
But the Stanley Parable 2, now that's an artistic statement right there. It's future-oriented. It screams progress and innovation and long-term franchising potential.
Two doors.
Now, to be clear, I haven't quite nailed down what exactly the Stanley Parable 2 is going to be, but let's take a look at some of the features I've been developing for it. I figure that if I can loosely organize a handful of interesting concepts, that surely the game will sort of naturally spring up around them. It'll all work itself out. Game development is much more of a fuzzy magic than anything scientific or logical, really.
Up we go! Oh my goodness!
Here we are. Go on, try out some of the new features.
Okay. What we got? That's not a new feature. Merch! I want the merch. I guess we gotta go through the store. No screenshots. Meow.
Okay, I'll be honest, I haven't yet decided on this one. I think that in the new version, the office could use a bit of decoration, like balloons. But I'm undecided on Get Well Someday and Happy 12th Birthday. Which would you go with?
Get well someday.
You know, sometimes when you solicit another person's opinion, it makes you realize that you knew which one you actually really wanted all along. Happy 12th birthday, step-niece, it is.
You bastard. And then those change.
Or actually, maybe I should have gone with... No. No, I've made my decision. We're moving on.
Fine. Bastard. Didn't even let me choose. Really? Trophies? What's the trophy? Give me the trophy. Bitch. Get yours right now. You save your new trophy. No more steps. I love this. Where's the lever?
Now, here's something special. You remember that broken test trophy that got left in the game on accident? Well, I'm developing a technology to simply give you the trophy. Yes. You see, you'll come to this lever, and when you pull it, the trophy will be given to you. It's as simple as that. Okay, perhaps I should have clarified. This is technology that will exist. Right now, the trophy is still fully broken. I'm not a wizard, Stanley. But I guarantee it will be fixed in the sequel to at last satisfy the hordes of ravenous fans all over the world who have been uproariously demanding this feature. Gamers, we hear you, and I promise it will happen.
Give me the trophy. Stop lying, G. Come on, give me the damn trophy. Bro. I'm gonna break it loose, dude. All it takes is just little arms. Come on. You can do it, Stanley. Come on. Break that thing down. Something tells me it's not gonna do anything. Maybe not. Give me my trophy. Unlock the trophy. This test is flawed. It's broken. They got my hopes up. This is is not fair. This is not fair. Let me check to see if I got a trophy. Oh. Best beat the game. I just got a trophy for beat the game. Come on, you bastard! New trophy! You lied to me, man. Bastard lied to me.
What else? What other exhibits haven't we seen yet?
Jump
You know what? Let's bring the jump circle back for Stanley Parable 2 as well. It's a... Oh, wait. You already spent all your jumps the first time we saw the jump circle. Oh, well. I suppose it can just be a nice decorative piece, then.
Oh, chomp. Oh, chomp. I might want the chomp. Alrighty, is there anything else here? There's nothing over there. Infinite hull. What? I must say this infinite hole. This hole.
Stanley, here's an idea that I'm truly fond of. It's never been done before in a video game. This is, in fact, a hole that you can fall down forever. That's right. Infinite falling. You can fall until the end of time, if you like. A stunning leap forward for video games as a medium.
Screw it.
You see, isn't it wonderful? One of my more ingenious concoctions, if I do say so. Now then, since you've gotten to see the infinite hole, you can press the teleport button to pop back up to the top, and we can continue onward.
Dude, this is like... relaxing.
Now, I don't mean to be a bummer, but I do recommend you use the teleport button to go back to the top. Maybe do it on the sooner rather than later spectrum of things.
I'm a cool guy.
Okay, Stanley, I don't know quite how to say this tactfully, but it's possible that I slightly exaggerated the infinite nature of the hole. Is it a very, very deep hole? To be certain it is. It's an extremely deep hole. I don't want anyone to say that it isn't an astonishingly deep hole. It is. Is it infinite? Well, that sort of depends on your definition of infinity. From one perspective, the infinite is merely philosophical in nature. It's more of a... Okay, well, good for you. You found the bottom of the hole.
Yay!
You found me out, Stanley. I'm a liar and a cheat, and you're so clever. Look, I think the issue here is just that you're unusually fascinated by falling.
You bug.
What normal person actually wants to fall infinitely? I figured the hole was as deep as anyone would actually need. Don't you put this on me. Maybe you're the problem. Look, things got a little heated there. I think we both said some things we didn't mean.
I didn't even say anything.
Put all this behind us and agree to just call the hole mostly infinite. If that works for you, then go ahead and press the teleport button to warp up to the top of the hole and we can move on. I'll just be up here when you're ready.
No, guy, I don't agree with that. We're gonna call it the very deep hole. Thank you. Very deep hole. And if you don't agree, you can just leave me here. You know what? Nothing. Nothing.
Great. Now, I'm very excited to show you. Oh,
Yay!
for heaven! You see, I was right. The problem is you. The problem is that you like holes too much.
Oh, I love holes.
Normal.
Nice warm holes.
Yep, that's an infinite hole right there. Goes on forever till the end
No,
of
it
time.
doesn't.
Don't need to see it all, but not you. Oh, no, 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 no. You have a weird sort of... Oh. Did the hole seem even shorter to you this time?
Yes,
I
it
couldn't
did.
help but feel like you spent a little less time in there than you did before. I mean,
Right.
admittedly, I
The
didn't
hole up
make
there
an
is
infinite
bigger.
hole. I didn't think it was that not infinite. Well, I suppose once again there's nothing to do here. If you decide you've had enough of the hole, you can hit the teleport button and come join me up above. Had enough? I'm positively thrilled.
Woo!
Gosh, how could I have guessed? You're back in the hole. If this is starting to become a thing where... Wow. Okay. Yeah. I'm starting to become extremely certain that the hole is not only not infinite, but that it's growing steadily less and less infinite. I suspect that I'm starting to hit the point where it's no longer feasible to call the hole infinitely deep, even by the lax overall standards for accountability and marketing. What's going on here? Stanley, I have no explanation for the uncertain nature of the hole's length. Here, let's try something. Let's pop back up to the top, and we'll see if it gets any shorter.
Okay.
Well, there it is. The shame of my lie has come to haunt me. Not only is the hole not infinite, but it's barely even a hole at this point. It's more of a concavity, or even a very aggressive divot. How is this still appealing to you?
Yay!
I know you're obsessed with holes, but at this depth, I just can't see this scratching the itch. Oh, who am I to judge? You just do whatever it is you're here to do and hit the teleport button when you're ready to move on.
Fine.
It's
not working.
Is the, teleport button not working?
Nope.
You sure?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I really don't have an explanation. Still nothing? Well, I suppose there is one thing I can do to fix this. I'm out. Goodbye, Stanley. You couldn't bear to be away from the hole, and now you'll get more time with it than you could ever have asked for. It's a win for everyone. You get to be with the hole, I get to do literally anything else.
You can't live
Take care,
without me.
Stanley. I hope you and the hole have a wonderful rest of eternity together.
He actually left me. A bastard. What's happening? I'm scared. Oh no. The hole's swallowing me, Daddy. Come back. No. Oh no.
My head's stronger. You're no longer using up the space of mine. My head's stronger. You're no longer using up the space of mine. My head's stronger. What? Help!
Stanley?
Puppies!
Stanley! Stanley!
What the fuck?
Oh, good, you're awake. It seems you had sort of dozed off there, drifting away into dreamland. But we can't have that, Stanley.
No.
Because this hole is just so darn
Where's the puppy?
fascinating that I
Where's the
want you to
puppies?
be wide awake for every second of it. You
Where's the
don't
puppy?
want to miss a single moment. So how about
What
if
you
I
do to the
just pop
puppies?
in from time to time and wake you up to keep you really, truly focused on the hole?
Screw you.
From the looks of things, you and I will have many, many years here in this hole, and I'm looking forward to all of them. Stay alert, Stanley. I'll be back. Toodle-pip.
Not again. Not again. Oh, something's happening. Something's happening. We're good. We're good. Good. Stanley Parable 2!
Here we are.
Woo!
Go on. Try out some of the new features.
That's the infinite hole. There's nothing over there. Exits that way. Infinite hole.
Ah, collectibles. Now it's a real video game. In the Stanley Parable 2, you'll run around gathering up these miniature Stanley figurines. And what's truly innovative is that there will be no reward for collecting all of them. I don't want to stifle the intrinsic joy of watching a number go up. You simply collect all of them, and then you move the hell on with your unremarkable life.
Am I walking towards it? Are we almost there? Give me it, Daddy. It's beautiful. Oh. Yay! One! Let's do it!
God, it really is the worst when you collect everything in a video game and then they give you a big fancy reward for it. Absolutely tragic.
Right. Oh, that's the exit. Let's go see what this is.
A common complaint of the Stanley Parable was that it was confusing and paradoxical, that it engendered a chaotic sense of reckless despair in those who played it. Well, I'm happy to say that after much consideration, I've engineered a clever solution to this fundamental problem with the game. It's the Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket. You see, Stanley, anytime you're holding the bucket, a sense of calm and ease will fill your mind and your heart. It's true. As long as you hold on to the bucket, the many disorienting contradictions of the Stanley Parable will feel perfectly normal and perhaps even comforting. You may even come to long for the gentle embrace of jarring cognitive dissonance while the bucket is in your arms. And to be honest, it's a much more convenient solution for me than actually redesigning the game to be less uncomfortable. Can you imagine what a pain in the ass that would be? Yes, the bucket is the perfect solution. Come on, give it a try. Can you feel it? The glow of comfort, even in the face of crushing despair, must already be sweeping through your body. And in fact, can I say that I do believe the bucket lends you an air of charisma as well? I think that just holding it has made you the slightest bit more attractive as a person. The benefits of the bucket seem to go on and on, don't they? All this and more await you in the Stanley Parable 2.
You can't have this bucket. There are many like it. This one's mine.
Does anyone give out awards for most enjoyable bucket in a video game?
Nope.
That really should be an award if it isn't already.
Right? What I'm saying, guy, it's like criminal. Like, I got me a free bucket, dude. Like, hell yeah, dude. Keep my bucket. Time to live.
All right. Have you seen everything you wanted to? Ready to move on now?
Yes, sir. Oh, that is trippy. Ew. It's a big
So, Stanley, what do you think? Do you like all of the new features? Yes, I know it's not exactly clear yet how exactly these features will come together as one single coherent video game, but I can feel it in my soul. It's going to work. There's definitely a good game in there somewhere. Say, let's do an experiment. I'll arrange these new features together, and we'll see whether or not it coheres into a meaningful gameplay experience. Okay. Are you ready? Here it is. I give you the Stanley Parable 2.
Jesus fucking Christ. The hell?
I mean, there's potential here, right? It's sort of... Okay, never mind. Hold on. Let me do a different arrangement. Okay, yes, this is much better. I feel good about this. Here we go. Version 2. Who am I kidding, Stanley? This isn't a coherent video game at all. It's a lot of gags. And I do very much enjoy creating gags, but they don't add up to anything.
Bucket number 2.
I wanted more than anything to create a sequel that would capture all the magic of the first game. I wanted fans to love it. No matter how good these gags are, they won't stand on their own. They would need the structure and the gameplay of the original. Wait, maybe that's it. I can take the original Stanley Parable and simply, well, insert a few of my new features into it. Tastefully, of course. With respect. With care for the vision and integrity of the original game. Would it possibly work? I suppose it could. But it would need a really, really tremendous title screen. A title screen that says with bold and uncompromising conviction, "This is the Stanley Parable 2. Let me see if I can whip something up. All right, perfect. Go ahead. Take a look.
Let's see what you got, my guy. This is gonna be good. I can feel it. Stanley, I'll begin the Stanley Parable 2. Dude, if they give you a second game, that would be great. That would be great. Dude, I swear, if they don't give you more of the Stanley, we're gonna have, we're gonna be mad. Come on.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-winning, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened.
Stanley
Something that
Parable
would
2.
forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Collectibles, where are you? Don't hide from me.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
And it says, I like work, hate my boot. Right. You know it, dude. Wanna play with the balloons? Bucket!
Stanley picked up the bucket.
This is my bucket. Don't touch my bucket. I'll beat you with my bucket. Nobody touch my bucket. Oh, you can't go that way. Bastard. Someone's still spilling stuff, man.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Fuck you.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was this better than the meeting room? Yes, Stanley thought to himself. Yes, perhaps it truly was. How insightful the bucket turned out to be. No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
Nah.
No,
said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Go there. Go to the cargo lift.
I love it. I love it.
Good, said the bucket. Now ride the lift all the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do.
Stanley did not question why or how this bucket was speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't talk. But Stanley chose not to think about this obvious fact. He was firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken to him, and he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked.
Or so they thought. Alrighty. Alright.
No, stop. Look there on the wall. You see, there's a sign right there. It says, no buckets past this point. Stanley, how could you think it was okay to bring the bucket here? Unless, what if the problem is that you actually don't know what is a bucket and what isn't a bucket? I suppose that would explain a lot about your behavior up to this point. Which, if that's true, well, my goodness, I think we have to do something about it. This misunderstanding could have dire consequences on the entire rest of the game if not addressed quickly and properly. So much of the impact of the story is dependent on your understanding of what is and isn't a bucket. Please, step in here for a moment.
Okay. I don't like where this is going. But I shall see. Okay. What do we got here? What do we got here? Is
Now then,
this a
I'm going
bucket?
to run you through some test scenarios, and you'll tell me whether or not the thing I'm showing you is a bucket.
Okay.
Simple enough, right? This should
Yes.
tell us everything we'll ever need to know about what is or is not a bucket.
I've
Okay,
never been
let's
on a
begin.
game show, so I'll try it.
Item 1. Is this a bucket?
No.
Correct. It is a hologram of a bucket.
Wait,
not
what?
An actual bucket.
Okay.
Item 2. Is this a bucket? Correct. It is a 3D printed recreation of a bucket, not an actual bucket.
No way. No way. No way. It's technically still a bucket then. It's technically still a bucket.
Item 3. Is this a bucket?
Hell no.
Incorrect. This is a bucket.
That's not a bucket. It's fake. Oh yeah, that's
Item
definitely
4.
a bucket.
Is this a bucket?
Definitely.
Are you hallucinating? This is a
No,
tractor.
it's
an
a fucking
enormous
bucket.
machine that tills
Dude,
the
it's
earth.
a bucket.
I think this was a gimmick.
No.
How on earth
No.
did you manage to screw it up?
No.
Absolutely
No.
incredible.
I'm being
Let's just move on to the next
pranked.
one.
I'm being pranked. Nah, that's a bucket. Come on, dude. Stop lying to me. Definitely a bucket.
Is this a bucket? Correct.
Bastard,
This is
what?
a bucket.
That's not a bucket. You lied.
Item 6. Is this a bucket? Trick question. Both. Gotcha.
Ah, how's it both? How's it both? Yeah. Yeah,
Item-
but
Wait, hold on. I can't find the next one. Let me see. It should be around here somewhere. Yes, thank you. There's nothing here. Of course it isn't a bucket. We both know full well that nothing isn't a bucket. Wait, when I say nothing isn't a bucket, that makes it sound like I'm saying everything is a bucket, which of course is not true. Unless, is that what you think? Answer me straight, Stanley. Are you trying to tell me that you believe everything is a bucket?
yes. Everything's a bucket.
You know what? I'm too confused to even sort it out. I've lost all sense of perspective. What is a bucket? What isn't a bucket? Mere moments ago I could answer these questions with confidence. And yet now I'm somewhat adrift. Do any of us know what a bucket is?
Do we?
Am I a bucket?
Am I a bucket?
Stanley, I can't keep doing this.
I don't got no feet,
I'm
so I
losing
mustn't be a
myself.
bucket. A
Myself
floating
was
bucket.
all I ever had to begin with.
Okay.
I'm afraid the bucket is threatening to tear our relationship apart.
Don't
I can't
take the
have
bucket.
that. I'm sorry.
No, don't take
I'm
the
going
bucket.
to erase all
No.
buckets from the game entirely.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go.
Yeah. Bastard took my bucket.
What happened? Is everything gone? Why did everything disappear? Wait,
You'll push the
was
wrong button.
everything a bucket? Every single thing in the game was a bucket. Oh my God, I had no idea. How could... Except me. I'm not a bucket after all. And you, Stanley, you're still here. You're not a bucket either. Oh, this is wonderful news. We're not buckets. Yes, I actually feel much more at ease right now. It's delightful to get some clarity on that issue, but it doesn't change the fact that we haven't got a game. So, tell you what, I'll reset everything and we'll put back all of the buckets, okay? And we'll know that it's all a bucket. But if you run into anyone else, maybe don't mention that. Who knows what that information might do to a person? All right, here we go.
This is crazy. Alrighty, we're gonna possibly continue this tomorrow. I'm not sure. I don't understand where this is going, but yeah. Good stuff. Good stuff. Good stuff.